What is up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another Ioki coaching session. Today we're going to be looking at a Bronze Senna player by the name of Brazilian Fart. Okay. All right, so we're going to be coaching Brazilian Fart. Going to be telling him what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong, so that we can get him out of the trenches and up into higher elo. So first off, what we want to be looking at is how you start the game. Let's look at your proactivity and see what you do as level 1. I always cross my fingers when I get these coaching sessions, and really hope that people take what I say to stream to heart and actually use their level 1 smart. Nice. Love to see this. I actually would, just a bit of a nitpick, I would always path this way so that you can drop the ward, reassess to see if someone else is covering this one, and then, go from there. But what you should be doing level 1 is just always proactivity and be thinking about the absolute worst case scenario. Absolute worst case scenario is that they walk through here or that they walk through here. Right now, you've got both entrances warded. And then another thing, let's look at your runes. You got a fleet footwork page, very standard, very solid rune page. We'll talk about your itemization later on. I know a lot of Senna's itemization is up in the air right now, and people are saying, lethality's good, crit's good, no, lethality's bad, crit's bad. We are going to be talking about your itemization as we go on, but let's look at the lane first of all. So 1, Ignite is just genuinely like not a good spell on Senna. It's very awkward to use. Ideally, you're never even in the range to use it, so it's always much better to go for defensive spells for Senna. So things like heal, barrier, or exhaust. Right now, exhaust is the absolute, most popular one. But yeah, Ignite, definitely don't use that anymore. You are in lane with a Swain ADC, which is I actually prefer. I think that pairing Senna support with like a non-marksman ADC is always the way to go, because you can kind of take over the poking duties. You basically get to play a marksman without having to farm, so you get all the good parts about it without having to right click minions. And usually non-marksman ADCs have lots of really tasty CC that you can combo with Senna. Because Senna isn't like, you don't think about Senna as like having great CC on her own, but she does have like good follow-up CC. So like, for instance, if Swain lands a pull, you can use the W and then boom, they're CC'd for like 4 seconds. But that being said, even with your Ignite, you're down a combat summoner, which is something you always want to think about. Do you have heal? Do they have heal? Do you have exhaust? Do they have exhaust? So heal, Ignite, and exhaust are all something called combat summoners. Teleport is not going to help you in a fight, right? So just be thinking about that. This is not a lane that you're probably going to win unless they just like straight up miss position. So it's okay to go totally like even in this lane. Another thing you want to be thinking about is, do you win short versus extended trades? You should be thinking about this every single lane matchup. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't know already, there's a gap in your game knowledge. Ashe has lethal tempo. She also has built-in slow, which means that you're going to do a lot of damage right at the beginning because you're going to auto Q them or auto them. And then that should conclude your trade. You do not want to take long trades with these players or with these champions because you will lose it. So like sneaking in an auto attack right there. Also, like your Q auto should be a very like nimble, like almost like a 1-2 punch thing. Like Q, you're already clicking them for the auto and then you're already running away. Senna is all about finding these little windows where you can walk up, Q auto, and it's a really great trade because you proc your passive, you get a soul, bada bing, bada boom. They can't even fight back if you dip into the bush. So right there, immediately, it took you way too long to click the soul, get the auto attack off. Would have been a really clean trade, and then we walk into the Q. Just be thinking about like matchups in terms of, again, do you win long versus short trades? What are you trying to do? So that Q is really good poke. It cost you nothing. It gained you health, and you tagged her through a minion. Good job. They're going to be hitting level 2 here very soon. We're not in a position to get destroyed by it, so that's good too. So again, we're really just going to be looking to fish with our W here. We've got our jungle ganking. So walk up, W. It was a good read because most people have the instinct to walk towards their turret when they realize they're in danger. Unfortunately, you're in such a low elo that they're literally just not reacting. So I think that was a good W. It just wasn't successful. You could have also just waited for Swain to land his E. And then like I talked about earlier, Senna's not super great at like starting a combo, but she's super great at following up on a combo. That's why a lot of non-marksman champions pair super well with Senna. Like Seraphine, for instance, if she lands an E through a minion wave, you walk up, W them, boom, they're probably dead. So a bit of a failed gank early. Not the worst thing in the world. You probably want to be pinging your jungler to get out of here because by bringing the jungle bot, like, yes, you got their summoner, but like that should conclude the gank. And I know you're not in control of the jungle, but you can always let your jungle know. Give them a light pinging, you know? Just ping, like, give them the yellow ping, like, hey, thanks for the gank. You're done here, though. Pick up your soul, brother. Pick up your soul. Oh my God, it hurts. Okay, there's so many things wrong with what's happening right here. One, you are extending past your minion wave. Like, you might even kill this person here, but like, this is so weird and bad. It looks like you attack move by pressing A there instead of like continuing to click the Ash. So you turned around. But honest to God, you should never ever be like looking for trades this aggressive, especially on this timer. And when I say this timer, I mean junglers are usually ganking between 245 and 325. So you are on a massive gank timer. And also you are just literally like way overextending. Like you canceled an auto and then you autoed a minion. So obviously those are just like mechanical errors. The fact that you brought Ignite, I'm not even going to address the fact that it almost got you killed because I don't want you to take Ignite in any more games. So Senna's a very fragile character. And like, if like, you don't even need to be in high elo to get punished for the play that you just did. You definitely don't want to be like walking beyond your minion wave, because the second that you attack them, which is the only way that you deal damage, by the way, you're going to auto attack them. Then you're going to get minion aggro. You're going to get, you know, Ziggs satchel charged into the turret or something. That was just way too aggro. And trust me, I'm a player who respects aggro play, but... All right, so let's talk reset timers. You've already crashed the wave. You're not going to be getting this turret plating. You just don't have enough minions to do it. And you've already forced their ADC back. So what you should have done is after you made Ashe go back, your objective... So let's think about this like linearly. Are you going to kill the Ziggs? No, he's too healthy. Are you going to get this plate? No, it's too healthy. Are you going to get ganked? Probably not. You got to ward out. So what we should be doing is just crash the wave, let Swain get these minions, and then instantly recall. Go back, spin gold, and then, you know, be on a really good tempo. But what you guys have done instead, this is another good reason you should have backed, is because this is a cannon wave, which means you should always be, if you're going to take a recall, it's always great to do it on cannon waves because it takes the enemy team longer to push those out, obviously, because the cannons have more health. So that would have just been a really good time to recall. And now, essentially what you've done is Ashe is going to come back into lane, and she's actually at an advantage, as weird as it sounds. You almost killed her, but you didn't kill her, and she got to go back and spend gold. So now she's actually, like, at an AD advantage, if you guys, like, sit here and fight this. So you just stayed for one wave too long. Just totally fine. Just be thinking about that, though. All right, so we've got longsword. Yep, you're pretty poor. It's all we got. Poke, good poke. Now you actually do have good vision here, so you want to be like on this wave aggressing, like walking up, walking back and forward, making them think like, oh, is she going for poke? That's how you apply pressure, not by whatever you did earlier by like walking behind the wave. But like being on your wave is a term that you'll hear a lot of high elo players say, is that like be right, like level with your wave, walk your wave up to their wave and be on it. So that when they're trying to when they're trying to poke, or when they're trying to farm, yes, this is really good. See, she walked up and she has to spend her auto attack on the minion or she's missing gold. That's such a good time to harass. Why does the camera keep doing crazy things? Yeah, that was really good poke. Once again, we're extending past the minion wave, which is a little sus. There's going to be a lot of matchups where you just get like hard punished for that, but it's going pretty well so far. But yeah, be thinking about that. Like think about the enemy ADC is literally like locked into casting their auto attack, which is pretty much the same thing functionally as a spell. You know, the enemy ADC has an auto attack and they can either spend it defending themselves and poking you when you go to poke them, or what they're all 99% of them are going to do, they're going to hit the minion to last hit it, right? You just get free poke when you do that. Definitely be focusing on the Ziggs over this Ashe, because again, you want to be looking for auto Qs, Q autos, right? And you can't do both of them on the Ashe. But if you auto Q the Ziggs there, you get way more damage. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. We're just hitting who we can. We don't want to walk beyond a minion wave to hit someone that we can't when there's someone in front that we can. Also, why are we not at the dragon? Okay, the entire purpose of playing bot lane is that you have 2 people, which means that if you have priority, which means that like push this into the turret and then we go to the dragon. So like, I guess we can shove this one more wave. But obviously your jungler is wanting to do the dragon here, right? So everything that you do right now should be conducive to going to that dragon. So we push this wave, we push this wave. We shouldn't be looking for this. We should be looking to help our jungler. We should be at the dragon right now. No. See, they can't rotate because they don't have priority. They are stuck under this turret. At least Ashe has to sit here and right-click this minion wave. No ADC will rotate when there's a wave at the rate. No ADC will rotate when there's a wave at the turret. But you have absolutely no reason to still be in lane. You should be at this dragon, helping your jungler, killing the Scion, securing a free objective for your team. The entire purpose of bot lane, having 2 players in it, is that it makes it strong. So you have more people at a dragon fight. Do you like look at this. Think about how upset this Scion is that their support is knocking them off of the dragon right now. He's fuming. He's fuming. Beautiful. And why were you able to do that? Because you pushed for prio and rotated. Good job. I want to see more of that. The entire purpose of bot lane is getting dragon. Everything you do in bot lane should be to secure dragons. All right, we're catching the wave. We're getting the farm that we can. We missed one that we could have gotten. This is good. I like this. I like this. Aggro flash Q. And then we slowed him on that. Nice, nice. Swain kind of missed his E, but okay, we got the flash. It's not bad. You trading your flash for the enemy ADC's flash as an immobile Ashe is really, really good. I like that. Good aggro play, bro. We're kind of eating those Ziggs Qs. So maybe, I don't know if we're just unfamiliar with the way that ability works, but once again, why are we not at the dragon? There's absolutely no reason for us to be trading with them. Your options are to go to the dragon right now, since you do have a little bit of prio. You know, the lane state is right here, which means they can't like walk through your wave to the dragon. Or shove one more wave and focus entirely on the wave. Do not look to be trading here. Do not be looking to kill them. Everything you do should be conducive. If your jungler is playing for the dragon, congratulations. You won the freaking lottery. That's how you should think about it. You are so lucky. You have the jungler that actually wants to play to the objective. But you're not playing to the objective, and that's a big, big problem. Look at this. Their mid laner is rotating. Their jungler is rotating before you. You're so close. You're so close. Just rotate the dragon, bro. Yeah, like that. Okay, luckily your jungler won the smite, but you should just be doing the exact same thing you did earlier, where you walk in here and create an obstacle. Scion can't walk through you to the dragon, right? So yeah, massive, massive misplay and just like a fundamental misunderstanding of what bot lane even is. And then after we've already gotten the objective, there's no reason to enter into the river. So this is just huge, just misunderstanding of what bot lane is supposed to be, right? Already got everything we came for. No reason to fight at all. Looks like Swain's caught because we baited him. All right, so they are all incredibly healthy except for the Ashe, who's going to stand a mile back. So don't even walk forward here. You are way too fragile of a character with way too low HP, no flash or barrier or anything. You're just gonna die. So a lot to go over there, but all of it stems from you not rotating to that initial dragon. Like obviously there's, you know, mechanical misplays, you walking into skill shots and stuff like that. But the thing that is the easiest to fix, you know, mechanics will come as you become more experienced at the game and better at the game. But the most important thing I want to see you fix is you are not rotating the dragons. Why? You should be singing hallelujah from the mountaintops that you got the jungler that wants to give you dragon. Make it easy on him, brother. All right, whoa, we bought a dark seal. That was a misclick, I guess. Sold it. All right, so it looks like we're going Manamune. Again, the itemization for Senna is in such a weird place right now that she doesn't necessarily have like terrible or bad builds. I don't see people like, what in the world was that? I don't see people like building completely garbage items on her. But there are builds that are slightly better. And I definitely think that Manamune, especially playing in lower elos, is just probably not the play. I know I've gone to great lengths to talk about how great Crit Senna is, and I definitely think that it is better to go items like Navori, Kraken Slayer, heck, even IE, Rapid Fire, stuff like that. But when you're playing in extremely low elo, like I would say like silver and below, I don't think there's any shame or any bad any drawbacks to going to straight up lethality build, which would just be Umbral into Eclipse, or if you're really snowballing, Eclipse into Umbral. I think it's really, really great, even post nerfs, to control vision, and it's just so much easier to pilot. You walk up, you auto queue, boom, all the lethality value is there. Whereas like the crit builds are so much better for like longer trades, or like more experienced Senna players who are really, really good at like finding those, you know, long extended trades. And so yeah, I would definitely recommend you just stick to Eclipse, which is actually the highest win rate Senna build right now, and Umbral. So you can just two-shot these wards. Unfortunately, you don't one-shot wards anymore, but it's actually, there's a silver lining there. So they nerfed Umbral Glaive to be that when it reveals a ward as a ranged character like Senna, your auto attacks deal 2 damage to the ward instead of 3. But there's a silver lining, because you can reveal the ward, auto attack it, and then have it completely set up for another player on your team to auto attack and kill the ward, hit the last hit it, and it gives you both the gold. So it's actually a bit of a, almost a weird buff to Umbral Glaive Senna. But yeah, you don't one-shot wards anymore. But yeah, anyways, this is a very long-winded way to say, build Umbral Glaive and Eclipse. Come back, let me know what you think about it. All right, so she is level 6. You should never, ever be this close, giving her the easiest arrow of all time against a bot lane that can straight up one-shot you. And newsflash, every bot lane can one-shot you as Senna. So once again, you're extending way past the minion wave. You're just going too aggro. I like the idea that you're looking for poke. You're looking to, you know, get lane dominance. Also, don't take your bro's cannon. Unless he was going to miss it. I don't think he was going to miss it. But anyways. Yeah, you need to be really, really careful about Ashe just arrowing you there, and then you eat the entire Ziggs combo, ignite, ult. You could have died there. Be thinking about that. The dynamics of a lane change every single time they level up, but especially when they level up at 2, 3, and 6. Now, whether or not they actually punish you for it will remain to be seen. Okay, once again, we're getting way too far ahead of ourselves. One, if you are going to go this aggressive, you need to be playing to the person that Swain can hit. Swain can't hit Ashe. So there's no reason to hit Ashe if your Swain can't reach him. He can't follow up. He just can't. So if you're going to play this aggro, which again is you're going beyond the minion wave, at least be thinking about who can my ally contribute with. Because what you're doing right now is something called splitting damage, which is really, really bad in bot lane. And if you watch like pro play, they're always hitting the exact same target, right? They're prioritizing the target that both of them can hit. And now obviously pro play is a little different from solo queue, but it's obviously the Swain can't hit this person. So just throw your damage into the Ziggs. You might have even killed him there. Once again, you are just hilariously, wildly out of position. I'm kind of glad that you got killed there, just to like really bring it home as to like how ridiculously far up you are playing. But I want to talk about what we could have done better. One, we could have prioritized the Ziggs because that's the one that Swain can hit. And two, there's something kind of neat you can do when you know that you're going to get CC'd. So like, let's say you see this Ashe arrow is going to come. You can actually buffer your ultimate and they can't interrupt it. Once it started casting, it can't be interrupted or silenced or anything like that. So there's a bit of a cast time, and then Senna roots herself, essentially. She kind of CCs herself. But if you had buffered the ultimate before this ult went off, you wouldn't have been stunned for this. You essentially would have been like negating the Ashe arrow by using your ultimate, which already CCs you. Does that make sense? Like if you had just ulted, pre-fired your ultimate before the Ashe arrow, you could have killed the Ziggs. It would have gone off. Yeah, you could have actually gotten a kill there. So just be thinking about that. As you get better at the game, like you will inevitably get CC'd. Like you see an Ashe arrow coming and you can't dodge, you can't flash it. And then you can buffer your ultimate if you want to get that ultimate off. All right, looks like we're going for a roam. We shouldn't be walking up here because your job as the support is to play with your jungler. And your jungler just recalled. So your jungler has made it very obvious they're not playing for this Rift Herald. And I know you probably watch a lot of my stream and I'm always like roam, roam, roam. But if you notice, I don't really roam on Senna. And you definitely don't roam alone as Senna. She's just not a great roaming champion. So really all you're doing is like giving them a lot of lane pressure here for achieving absolutely nothing. Like roaming as support is good. Roaming as Senna is questionable. Roaming like this is worthless. It's just a waste of your time. And like, yeah, you're probably going to get away with it because you're in an elo where like your ADC is not going to get completely like dove or demolished. But there's just no way this like turns into anything. Like unless they like completely misplay like 10 times in a row, you're not achieving anything here. Senna is a champion that gets so much more done in lane. Like you should be playing for plates right now. You should be playing for the next dragon. Everything you do should be conducive to getting dragon. It looks like you actually do get a kill eventually. But again, it's because they misplayed like 18 times. Do not take a good result to mean it was a good play. It's called results-based analysis. And it's a very self-damaging way to think about League of Legends. All right, so once again, we're just up here 2v1ing top for reasons. The dragon is up. I mean, again, like this result is not terrible, but like, you shouldn't be up here. Now, if you were playing like Pyke or Blitzcrank or Thresh or something, yes, go terrorize the top lane. But everything you do as a Senna lane should just be conducive to getting dragon and scaling up. I like that you face checked, or you didn't face check. You let the W face check for you. There's an audio cue that plays if you land your W there. Yeah, no. Get in his face. This guy can't one-shot you. We're just not that phase of the game yet. So there's absolutely no reason to be afraid of this Scion. Like I saw you like backing up. But if he uses his spells on you, guess who comes down and wipes him? He can't one-shot you either, I promise you. So be brave. Just know that like at this stage of the game, we're entering something called mid-game, where Senna is like incredibly strong. Yes, Senna is known for like her infinitely scaling late game, but it's actually mid-game that she's the strongest, like comparatively to other champions and their damage output. So yeah, like look how much insane damage you're doing. Yeah, cracked. And you only have components too. It's pretty crazy. But again, you should really like all of this was kind of just like ego fighting. Especially when you're playing in these low elo games. I understand the game's going to eventually turn into a fiesta, but be the one to try to, you know, yes, it's going to be inevitably turn into a fiesta, but if you know how the game should be proceeding, you need to be the one that's telling them. So if you know we shouldn't be fighting in the jungle and you know we should be playing for the dragon, I don't see any pings on dragon. So you're kind of at fault for embracing the fiesta too, right? See Fiddlesticks. We can stop his back. Just safely. There you go. Be a nuisance. Good job. Good job. Yep, free kill. Free kill. Good catch. Really, really good eye to see that she's out of position there. Love that for you. And now we go to the dragon. Yes, I love that you drop these waves to get to this fight faster. Yes, yes, yes. It's not your job to push that wave. It's the ADC's job. Your job is to do exactly what you're doing. Clearing out vision, being there for the fight, protecting the dragon. Love this. It's a little sketch that you're doing that in front of a Fiddlesticks with ulti. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, Fiddlesticks is literally just like eyeballing you. I guess he deemed you unworthy of his ultimate. But now, if you start seeing champions like Scion and Fiddlesticks come over here, you are supposed to put yourself right here, start hitting him, get him to use spells on you. Do not let him walk into the dragon. Doesn't matter what champion you're playing, you can frontline to an extent. I don't care if you're playing freaking Yumi. I don't care if you're playing Lulu. You can get in their face and just create an obstacle between you and the dragon. Now, there's a difference between that and just like straight running it at them, but I don't like that you didn't pull off the dragon there because your DPS on that dragon is not going to make the difference, right? Diana, every jungler in the game can completely solo dragons. The role's broken, but not every you know, the jungler, while the jungler's hitting this, your job is to be here and just create an obstacle, right? But not bad. We've gotten the first two dragons. We got Navori Quickblade's Rush, which if anyone is watching that maybe hasn't played Senna in a while and thinks that he's trolling, they actually lowered the requirement from 60% to 40%. You get 20% of crit when you get 40 souls, and then the other 20% is given to you through Navori. So Navori Quickblade's Rush is actually very, very good. But again, try out the Eclipse build, bro. Try out the lethality build. I love this. I love this. I love this aggression that you're showing. I have very, very high hopes for you because you're not playing Senna like an absolute coward. You're playing Senna like an absolute idiot sometimes, but not like a coward. And playing like an idiot is so much easier to fix than playing like a coward, because I think so many people that pick up the support role have this idea that like you are supposed to play the role like a coward and like let these big burly strong men playing the other roles, you know, do all the work for you. I love it. We're just gonna have to rein in the over aggression in the laning phase, and then bro, you're gonna be a killer Senna player. All right, at this stage of the game, we should be pinging the Rift Herald because that's the next objective. But Rift Herald's about to expire in like 10 seconds, so we didn't play for it. But yeah, ideally, like right here when we're kind of all just like walking in circles, what you should be doing is plopping down a control ward, which you should have in your inventory, right here in the center of the pit. Sees the whole pit out here, and putting a ward over here. If you're really feeling frisky and you have someone to like escort you, you should put a ward here, but over the wall is fine too. But yeah, you guys kind of just let Rift Herald die for no reason because no one pinged it. And the crazy thing is that in these low elo games, I guarantee you if one person pings an objective, people are all about it, bro. Like people in low elo, they want to fight. They want to do something. They want to be told what to do. They just don't know. So you get these games where everyone's just kind of running in circles, waiting for a team to throw. Good luck on the W. Good luck on the W. And we have Swain coming down to collapse. We see Ashe bot. Yup. Be ready for this because Yone's obviously going in. Power the Lissandra. I like this. I like this. Completely fine to just open right about here. There is a really, really good timer. Once you see that the fight is actually breaking out, you should be looking to ult. Because you could ult right here, hit 3 of them, and get like a 5-man shield. Really, really good. Like, you are in the perfect Senna positioning to just open with ult. Like, yeah, you can auto Scion a couple times here, but like, imagine their backline just gets blasted, and all of a sudden a third of their health bar's gone. Yone's not taking damage because you just shielded him. You know, Lissandra has, you know, the courage to go even deeper because she has a big shield on her, right? Yeah, we're like, okay, look. 2 of your teammates are already dead by the time you ulted. If you are in the back of the team fight like this, it doesn't matter. Like, don't save your ultimate waiting for a kill. Don't save your ultimate until the team fight's already dead. Senna ult is such a great, like, it's not an engage tool, but it's such a great tool to open the fight with if you can land it on multiple people. You could have had a 9-man ult earlier. 9-man. Because you would have hit all 5 of your team members, and you probably could have hit like 3 of theirs. So I guess 8-man. But instead, we get pretty much like a 3-man ult. Because we just greeted with it. Like you still might be able to... Wait, hold on. Let me watch something here. Oh, your Q missed. I hate it when your Q misses like that. It's so lame that a targeted ability can miss like that. But not too bad. We clean up a couple of them. The fight's over though, so we should absolutely never be pathing forward like this. The fight that's just like a game knowledge thing, like understanding when the fight is determined. Oh, nope. You can't be walking forward like that, bro. You are a very, very fragile champion. It doesn't matter if it's like an underfed Zig support, he can one-shot you. Everyone can one-shot you. So you need to be looking for these windows where you can walk up, get your hits in, and then walk out. That's why I think the lethality build is still good. All right, team fight is just going on. You're coming into it late. It's kind of getting to that phase of the game where it's like, oh yeah, this is a low elo game. Like people are kind of just fighting to fight. But again, you can change that, and you're in a great position to change that because you already have 2 dragons. So what should we be playing for this game? Dragons, right? We should, like the win con is pretty much getting the soul. Everything we do should be conducive to getting this soul. So let's start rotating. Let's pop our E. Let's get our teammates in there. Pop your E. Get them in there fast, baby. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Get in there. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. I have no idea what you're doing mid. As as the support, you should be the first one to the objective. I'm not saying you being there would have meant you actually got the dragon. It looked like a pretty hard fight to enter into, but the fact that you are not even connected with these fights shows a complete lack of understanding of like what your role is supposed to be. You need to be the first to the objective. And there is nothing keeping you from being there. You just didn't go. Nice, we're free hitting, we're free hitting. All right, all right. See if we can get anything else. Nope. All right, yeah, we're kind of just like going back and forth. We're A-ramming it. Don't think I've seen you buy a single controller this game. I might be mistaken though. All right, we got Ashe. We got Ashe and we see Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks is way too deep, so here's the plan. You're gonna kill Fiddlesticks, you're gonna kill one of these players, and you're gonna go to Baron. That's all you gotta do, and then you've won the game. You've won the game. You know Fiddlesticks is looking to ult over the wall. You are ulting in the opposite direction, bro. Yeah, ult towards your team. Give him the shield, give him that utility. So we just killed 2 of them. We go to Baron here. Low elo players treat Baron like it's some like in-game World of Warcraft raid boss that you need the absolute perfect setup to even look at, but it's really not. No one pinged the Baron, so we just kept fighting because we don't know any better, right? But if you had given them just a little bit of direction, type it in all caps, spam ping it, go to Baron, I guarantee you, your team walks to Baron there, you walk away with the Baron, 100%. And instead, we just kind of kept Fiesta fighting. And listen, I'm not saying it's all your fault because you're pretty. It's not like you're even like choosing these fights. You're a Senna, but you're also not giving them another option, and that's a really important aspect of climbing out of low elo as support is knowing better than everyone else. Know better than your team. Be the one to tell them, hey man, this fight we're doing is really stupid. Let's go to Baron. Careful. You're too fragile to be doing that, man. As Senna, you need to be waiting for certain spells to be down. Like, this would be an excellent point. Like, if you had done literally nothing until this point, now would be a great time to, like, walk up and start DPSing. Because now you'd be back here where no one is focusing. They've already used all their spells on your allies, and you could just be free-firing. But instead, you frontlined a little too hard. Which again, like, I'm glad you're kind of an aggressive to an fault player rather than a coward, because that's much easier to fix. But I'm sure as you're watching this session, like, you're seeing it, right? You're seeing like, oh my god. It can be really useful to like watch a VOD rather than, you know, only just remembering it, because the way we remember games is not how they actually were played out. Be very biased. All right, so their play right now is to walk to this Baron and do it. Your play is to very, very slowly just try to gather information about, is that their play? So we just saw Veigar disappear, and we don't know which direction he went. We saw Fiddlesticks. Last we saw him, he was walking towards the Baron. Yeah, Veigar, last time we saw him, he's just clearing a wave. So are they doing Baron? I have no idea, and you have no idea. But you definitely shouldn't be clearing this wave. You should be with your team, either looking for a pick on the Veigar or walking together to the Baron. Definitely shouldn't just be clearing this wave as support in the side lane alone. You should be here with your team, ready for this fight. And once again, why are you holding on to your ult? Why are you holding on to your ult? The fight's broken out, bro. You got a one-man ult. Imagine if the second you saw the fight break out. Imagine if you ulted here. Imagine if you ulted here. Could have saved that Lysandra. But yeah, you're holding your ult way, way, way too long. You're like waiting. I realize what you're doing. You're waiting for the perfect ult instead of just an ult, a good ult. All right, once again, we just killed 3 out of their 5 members, and we still have 4 people. What are we doing? Where do we go, guys? Why are we walking mid? Why are we walking mid? Your options are to take this tier 2 mid, get the dragon or the Baron. This is the worst option possible. All right, thankfully, Diana's got her eye on the prize. You need to, like, add this Diana and gift her a skin or something, by the way. And now, kind of as an afterthought, you're like, oh, yeah, this game's won on objectives, and you walk there super late. But, bro, you need to... It's literally just an objectives game for you. It's, like... Usually when I do these coaching sessions, it's like, oh, man, like, my teammate sort of understands this concept. My coaching client sort of understands this concept. He's sort of okay in this. It's very, very black and white for you. You are not playing two objectives. Biggest flaw I'm seeing. Which is good, because that's a really simple fix. Because it's just about a mindset, right? You need to stop playing League of Legends like it's a team deathmatch game and just start thinking about it as an objective game like it is. And it changes everything. It changes when you recall. It changes how you itemize. It changes the pathing that you take. It changes the fights that you take, the fights that you run away from. Just changes everything once you start thinking about, like, is this a good fight for us to get the dragon? Is this a good fight for us to get the Baron? Is this a good way for me to recall, for me to be strong at this dragon? I'm actually happy that's what you're struggling with, because it's such an easy fix. Yeah, awesome. Okay, another Baron, right? We just go to Baron. Why is nobody pinging Baron? Oh, you guys decided collectively that Scion was the objective. But I promise you, Scion is not an objective. I am liking these aggressive flash W. And what's actually really cool is that you can W flash on Senna now. And it comes out even better. So flash W is cool. But like W flash, much like E flashing on Leona, gives them way less time to react. See, look how much time that Viger had to react to that. W flash, like, which they just added back in this patch, actually, which is a great time to talk about it. It's just another way that you can, like, keep them, catch them off guard, and just get that little quarter second more of a surprise. All right, we need to be really careful in this fight because we're fighting in no vision against two champions that are very, very vision dependent, Ashe and Fiddlesticks. So it's like the worst case scenario is Fiddlesticks is ulting your backline here, but it doesn't look like that's how this is gonna go. It looks like you guys kind of just win this. Once again, you gotta wait for the spells to be down before you frontline, bro. Gotta wait for that. It's just certain spells. All right, it kind of looks like this is the part of the game where you guys start steamrolling them. Yep, you guys get Baron, and I'm sure it's pretty much just over from here. So I'm kind of just like let this run out in like turbo speed time, because I think the coachable part of the game is over. You guys have essentially won the game. I pointed out a lot of the mistakes. I think it's really just like an ideology, a mindset on reading the game. I'm seeing some good aggressive plays from you in laning phase, and I'm seeing some way over aggressive frontlining as the squishiest champion in the game. Until last patch where they buffed or where they nerfed Yumi's health bar, Senna has the lowest base HP in the game. But you're not playing it like it is. You're playing it like you're like Rammus or Blitzcrank or something. So once you start understanding that Senna is a glass cannon champion, squishiest in the game, yeah, you're kind of hard to kill at this point, aren't you? Yeah, so just stop playing her as if she's Blitzcrank or Thresh or Leona. Start playing her like she's a marksman, and you're gonna go far, bro. I have very, very high hopes for you. If you have any questions about the concepts covered in this coaching session, absolutely feel free to reach out. I do want to say that we're gonna have to fix this build because what the hell are you building? Again, it's not like any of these items are bad. It's just like there's no real theme to what you're building. You're building Mirror Mana, you're building attack speed, Bork, you're building crit. Definitely build like a set. Make a complete set of items. So like Navori and Kraken are two items that work really, really well together. None of these items really work well together. And again, I do highly recommend that you try out the lethality build because it's just so much easier to pilot. And when you're not focusing on like maximizing damage from items, you can focus more on the important things like positioning and yeah. So that's gonna be it. This game, I'm gonna let the rest of this game play out, but it's pretty obvious that it's just become a fiesta. One team is gonna get slaughtered in a team fight, the other team's gonna win. And again, let me know. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Any questions, rebuttals, want me to clear up some concepts. Congratulations on the win. I am going to be watching your OPGG, and I'm going to be making dang sure you don't take Ignite anymore. That is such a bad summoner spell for Senna. If you guys watch this on YouTube, feel free to put some comments down below. Any questions, I do read those and respond to them. Congratulations to Brazilian Fart on the win, and hopefully you guys learned something. And yeah, take it easy, guys. I'll see you in the next coaching session. Peace.